Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone hear and see? I hope. Rest in peace, Reaper's sleep schedule. Rest in peace, Ash's sleep schedule. Holy cow. 4 a.m. is, girl, I've been there. I've been there. It is, it is not pleasant for the mornings when I'm supposed to go into work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was on that terrible sleep schedule like only a week ago. Or like, no, not, I guess 2 weeks ago. But there's definitely times where, you know, I'm supposed to be in at work at like, supposed to go into work at 8 a.m. And then some stuff happened with my sleep schedule, and I couldn't fall asleep till like 4 or 5 a.m. And I was definitely not at work at 8 a.m. Hold on. I think I just need to check my model. Seems to be, okay. Seems like everything's calibrated right. But I need to be sure, you know? Gotta be sure. Hi, Ash. How's your day? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's had a good day. There's been so much today. So many things happened today. I mean, it didn't even seem like things really started happening until, like, in the evening, but... Mr. E asking me about art gen eds. I mean, I don't think any actual art classes fulfilled any of my gen ed requirements. Thank you, by the way, Reaper, for the subby. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sorry if I'm, like, sort of distracted, sort of behind. I'm still making sure all my chats and windows are popping up the way I need them to, otherwise I'm gonna miss everything, so I'm, like, casually adjusting my OBS as we speak. Scuffy, unprepped streamer. I mean, it's not even that I, like, didn't have time, it's that, like, I got so distracted pre-stream, because we're supposed to be doing art today. And when I do art, I don't want to start from scratch, because that's how you end up seeing really cursed, terrible things. I want, like, a baseline, right? So I started working on a baseline for some art, at, like, 5 p.m. And then it rolled around to, like, 7:30, and I was like, oh, I should have dinner, right? I should have dinner. So I ordered dinner, but I didn't want to go out, because I wanted to continue working on my art baseline stuff. So I ordered DoorDash, and of course if you order DoorDash at 7:30, like, it's probably not getting there till 8:15, which is when I got it, and it was like rushing to stuff my face. Ayuki was streaming too. She's still streaming. She's doing a collab with her IRL boss, so I was watching that while and I just got distracted, right? I didn't do some of the really immediately before pre-stream prep work that I normally feel like is really important to do. So here I am, slacking. Mic sounds funny? Hold on. Okay, chat, does it still sound... It's still choppy? I assume so, because I didn't change anything, but I was just messing around with some stuff. Give me one second. Uno momento. Is it still bad? Yeah, I mean, actually what I'm doing is I turn on the playback so I can hear my own mic, but then if I do that, then you hear doubles because you hear my input and the output. So I have to turn off the OBS capture for a second. Is it still bad? I mean, you can hear the playback too if you want. If you want to hear doubles, I'm sure that would sound awful though. Okay, one moment again while I continue to mess with it. Scuffy. Doop-de-doop. Okay, so the music cuts out too? Okay, really interesting. I don't think it's an internet thing, because I've had this for a little bit where I hear pops too in my headset. I wonder if it's like audio drivers? Or my computer is dying on me? Maybe it's time for new computer? It's sort of exciting, new computer. No, I mean, that's not exciting because to have something I'd be happy with, I'd have to spend a lot of money. Software gremlins? Yeah, I feel like there's probably driver issues. Scuffy computer Scuffy. Is it still popping now though? Because the music isn't popping. Oh, now it's popping a little. Frick! What the frick, Dale? I mean, the other option is we could restart computer. And then we just have to get the stream back up and running right after. But the one downside of that is then I have like a million Chrome tabs open and I'll lose them. Hold on, let me continue to troubleshoot for a little bit more. What about this? Is this better? It might be way worse. I don't know. I switched the input away from my dedicated my headset mic. Test. 1, 2. Now I'm really low. Am I still popping? I think I'm probably still popping. Okay, guys. I have a suspicion. Give me 1 second. Is there a chance it's better now? Also, did my stream cut out for a couple seconds? I don't know. I did some funky black voodoo magic, and I don't know if it did bad things to the stream or not. So far, so good. Okay, I've solved the audio issue then. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm thankful for your patience. Because it was a really stupid mistake. And I don't know how it works. Other than it seems like it has something to do with multiple accounts being, like, signed in on the computer. Sorry, because I have a streamer account on my computer and also a personal account, just to sort of separate those things. And I had my personal account open because that's what I ordered food on DoorDash on. And I never, like, signed up. I just sort of locked the computer and switched users. But I signed out of it now. And I think maybe that was messing with, like, something with the hardware or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? The computer gremlins do what the computer gremlins want to do. Right? And I don't understand why that would really fuck with the computer. But it was, I guess, because now things seem smoothie. But what I do need to know, in that moment when I, like, quickly locked this account, did stream stop? Or did stream just keep going? And if stream did keep going, did the music keep going? Did all the other stuff keep going? Could you still hear me on mic? Oh my god, that's horrifying with that. Like, you forget to end stream, you switch accounts, and you don't know, but everything I'm doing on personal account, people can still hear me on the mic. Well, that's like the nightmare. Well, the other person using the account was still me. Just me on my personal account. I see. Guys, like I said, I was working on a baseline for art, by the way. This is also terrible, but I feel so bad because I've already literally spent 3 hours working on this. Look at all these layers. The slow development. As I slowly made it more and more okay, and it's still pretty not good. But I feel like it's in a good enough spot where I'm like, okay, we can maybe start doing things. It is, yeah, it's a start, I guess is right. I hope you guys can tell, like, the like, pose is like, I want like a loading screen or a start screen of me, like, running but doing, like, airplane arms, you know, like a little cute little kid girl running through the backyard with airplane arms. And then what I want to do is I want to make one and animate it with Live 2D where the arms, like, flap up and down. Just a little, just a tad bit, right? Like most loading screens. It looks like I already know about art. I don't think that's right, Mr. E. I don't think that's right. Because, I'll give you an example. You know, my plan was to make a loading screen. And I'd better start a new layer before I fuck up this layer that's okay. The goal was a loading screen, and of course you want to fill the whole loading screen. So the idea was like it should be, if it's outstretched arms, it should be like outstretched arm here, outstretched arm here, and you should like, there should be some scale, like to make it zoomed in on what you want. And this is just always what happens, is I end up slowly, I'm like, I usually, when I have issues with proportions, I make them smaller. And even from the get-go, like I'd already fucked up the amount of size I needed. Cause it should have been like hand, right? That's like where it should have been. Instead of, we started with hand. I hope it's going well, Ash. Have you already done your design? Or / your art? Are you in the process of arting, or are you in the process of rigging? Or maybe somewhere in between with both, because I know there was some back and forth where I like did my art, and then I went to rig, and then I was like, wait, no, I need to make some changes to my art, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think I did it right. Maybe I did do it right, I don't know. I know when people... It seems like nowadays when people do art and then rigging, they do a singular art, or like maybe a couple layers art, and then they cut it, and then they add stuff to fill in the blanks. But no, I did like many layers of art all at once. Like, I just started trying with like millions and millions of layers for like different things for my art. Good, I mean, that's super fun, Ash, because I think a lot of the funnest part of it is design, right? You want like a cutesy design. Like I've got this cutesy, don't mind me tooting my own horn. I've got this cutesy like sort of schoolgirl look, right? But also sort of professional, because I'm a professional. And I'm definitely not a schoolgirl, but you know. Schoolgirl outfits, you know, in anime are pretty cute. Thanks. I love it too, and I'm so happy that you love it. It took this model, I think I must have spent like probably over 500 hours on. Yandere mode? What's that? You wanna leave me? No, I don't think you will. I think you'll stay and watch me forever. Forever. And then, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've played with Live 2D yet, but Live 2D is also super fun, because it's like immediate gratification of seeing what you like sort of set. And so there's all this cool little stuff. Like, I don't know if you notice, my eyes get like slightly smaller and bigger. I don't know if I can zoom in enough, right? When I like really open my eyes, they like jiggle a little. If I move them side to side, they like jiggle a little, right? You've got the hair that like little bits of physics. It's super fun. I use an iPhone. It's so like what's recommended, I think, was but no older than iPhone X. I was looking for iPhone X's to buy, but it was actually sort of hard to find iPhone X's to buy from a retailer. Like, cause I wanted something also that I wouldn't have to worry about being like super broken and beat up from secondhand use. So what I have whatever model was right after iPhone X. Hi Perry. Hi Perry. I hope you're doing well. You didn't join at the wrong time. There's never a wrong time to join. All the times to join are good, as long as you stay. Join whenever and stay forever. Once you join, you can't leave. Exactly. I forgot I had the gun sticker on. But it's perfect. Perfect timing. That's right, Mystery. You better be nervous. I really need to set up more of my stickers. Also, guys, I know I've said it for a while, but I finally bought the Twitch integrated throwing system thing. I just haven't set it up yet. So get ready to throw stuff at me, because that's gonna be so fun. Whenever that frickin' this stupid engineering VTuber, whenever she actually does the stuff she promises to do for her viewers. Because, guys, I'm so appreciative of you subbing. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I have subscribers now, which was a huge waste of money for you guys. Sorry, no refunds. No refunds. But, thank you. From the bottom of my engineering heart. Maybe not. Maybe engineers don't have hearts, we're cold-blooded machines. I didn't have trouble finishing your mom. Sorry. Money well spent? I mean, thank you. I'm glad that you're spending money I have to assume, since you spent money on me when I literally don't have any benefits for subs other than no ads, it's because you want to support me, which makes me made me kind of shy. I'm like, oh damn, these people want to support me. You know? But soon we're gonna have cool stuff for you. Wait, am I your stepmom now? I mean, if you count all the people who finished your mom, you probably have a lot of stepmoms. Sorry. There's a big line of I am a 5th grader in terms of my jokes. Which is great because, you know, it's good to retain your, childiness. Also, guys, I don't know if it's really fucking up my dimensions, but I didn't want to do the face on here. And that, cause faces are super intimidating, and then I was like, well, maybe we should just add one, and boom, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Uncanny Valley. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just take my VTube studio and I'll crop my head and I'll paste it on. Do I fit? It fits. We just copy paste it over. Would be the cure to brain rot? No, you're wrong. Guys, of course, add a helmet? Why do I need a helmet? Why do I need a helmet? The brain damage is already done. The helmet's not gonna save me. Also, I hate that you guys can hear my cursed cackling. You see all those videos, all those clips on YouTube of the different VTubers, and they have their, iconic laughs? Right? And I'm wondering, what people are going to think, what are people going to say my laugh sounds like? I feel like when I'm I feel like that's the sound of a car engine that the battery's dead, so you can't start it properly. Terrible. Terrible. Okay, I guess now is a good time to see. Good time as any to see what happens if I, actually put... We'll just put just the start of the shape of a face on another layer of sketch. Because we're on paint layer 14, because we've done so many freaking iterations. just to get the proportions right. And I still don't think they're right, but you need to... For me, art is like super, super, super mega iterative. And I don't understand how people can like... You see those like YouTube speed paints? Like, I don't know if you... Ash, what really helped me when making my model was, there's a speed paint of... Frick! What's her name? An artist doing her VTuber model. Shit. I'm trying to remember the name. Hold on, let me quickly Google. And she does her paint and her rig in 2 separate videos. Yeah, okay, there it is. It's Hodusai. Hodusai? How to say? Hodusai? Oh god, I need to not have audio for that, because that'll definitely get me DCMA'd. But if you haven't seen it, this video and the video that follows up after it of this artist making her own model was like super, super good for me. Wait, what? Can you not unhear? Mystery, can you not unhear that my my dead engine failing to start laugh? Oh god, well, I'm glad that you have something to associate with me. Oh god, there it was. There was the engine failing to start laugh. Do. VTuber brain rot is real. Also, did I proportion this wrong? I feel like there's something generally wrong with the torso shape that I have here. But I'm struggling to figure out what exactly it is. And I don't know, first of all, I don't know if, I think this should probably be straight, but for now we're leaving it curved. Because, you know, body clothes don't actually, like, curve inwards like that. But there's a lot of things off about this, and I can't 100% sense what they are. Because my art sense is no bueno. Nature-based proportions? Yeah, I mean... If you guys watched my last art stream, which was like maybe a month ago, that started with a much better baseline, but I'm not gonna lie, if I start with a really nice looking baseline, there's like an 80% chance what I did is I took like a screenshot from an anime and I did some nefarious things to get very similar proportions. Like oddly, suspiciously similar proportions. But we don't do that to small artists, okay? Of course. That's just because, you know, animation studios, their work is so blatantly public that I feel like it's a little bit more understandable to take it as, you know, example work. Also, I feel like nature-based proportions is maybe wrong because when you're doing these anime-style characters, right? They definitely don't have, like, real person proportions, right? I don't think. Right? Because, you know, anime-style characters are just not realistic. Like, you guys see the comparison of, like, oh, anime-style characters are more like cats. Let me see if I can find the picture. Here we go. Right, I open this, and I copy this. Does it work? Does it work when I paste this? Right? You see? I don't know why I'm mirrored. Oh, it's because I'm in mirrored mode. Because, like, no one's nose actually is, like, that much of a curvy, like, curve to a point. So, anime characters clearly are like sort of not normal human proportions, right? I hope that didn't ruin anime for you, Mr. E. But I think it's a very reasonable understanding that we have some understanding that, you know, they're not super realistic to real humans. But also, Reaper, understand that just because in some ways they're not human doesn't mean that you should be basing all of your characters off cats, because that's also not true, right? It really depends on the shot and the style, right? I think it's really good if you want to like understand these things. It's really good to just pay attention when you're watching stuff. And what I like to do is I like to take screenshots and save screenshots. So like what I've been playing recently is I've been playing Zenless Zone Zero, right? And I think a lot of the art in Zenless Zone Zero is really good. So I'm about to expose myself really notably, but I'll do it so that you guys can understand, right? I take shots of like all the scenes that I think are nice, just because in some sense what I want to do is I want to have work to study off of for like proportions, right? So yeah. I mean, geometric shapes? Okay, that's also a weird one, Reaper, because like, I know that's how you should start, right? You should start with geometric shapes. And that's what I tried to do when I first started with this, right? I tried to start with like, you know, everything goes in a box, right? So you start by making boxes. Or other prism-y shapes. But I was just struggling, right? What do I have? It's these ones, okay. I was struggling to get things, like, I made the boxes and I felt like some of the boxes were good. And then, as I started to try and fill in the, like, more rigorous actual shapes in the boxes, it just felt off. But I see the value in this, right? In understanding how the boxes help you understand the perspective, right? You need to understand when things get bigger versus smaller, right? As they go further away, of course, they get smaller, right? So that was one of the things I, like, in my many iterations, I realized, right, like I had a previous iteration that looked like this, where you'll notice one of the big things is, like, the arms are longer, right? And they're more, like, the length here, or the width of the arm here, is way more close to the width of the arm there. Because I realized this was wrong, because if you're doing this, like, airplane pose, right? What it actually is you're leaning forward and your shoulders are closer to the perspective of the camera than your elbows. So it shouldn't be straight. It should be, the elbow part of the arm should be further away, so it should be smaller. So it actually needs to taper inwards, right? But, I mean, that, like, of course I had to first create this layer, realize that something was wrong, and then slowly try and, you know, implement it better. So here's like the next layer where I'm like, okay, we need to like bring this shit in, and then somehow you just slowly work your way through layer after layer of revisions. And even tonight, by the end of tonight, we probably will still be working on layer revisions for line art. But, you know, I think it's important to understand these processes. Processi? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's processes, but, you know. What's the plural of moose? Mooses. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of you are really art people. You could be, right? Because you're VTuber enjoyers, so I feel like VTuber enjoyers tend to lean towards art enjoyers in some way. But also, if you're a Breakable enjoyer, maybe you lean more towards STEM, right? Not that they're incompatible, you can be a both enjoyer. Did you just say mice is plural of moose? Moose turns to mice? Did you guys know, also did you guys know mouses is actually a technically correct plural? But it does not apply to the animal, it only applies to computer mouse. Right? Multiple computer mouses are mouses, they're not mice. Wait, you do psychology and comp sci? Are you insane? Those are, like, there's... The overlap in those is, I'm sure, very little, is what I think. So that means you, in order to get both of those majors, you have to take truly 2 times the amount of classes, right? Am I wrong? Like, some double majors you can take only like 1.5 or even like 1.2 times as many classes as a normal person because you have so much overlap. I don't understand where you'd have the overlap of psychology and comp sci. I can't stop looking at this face and realizing how cursed it is. Okay, we need to get rid of that layer so it stops staring me in the face and I stop hating myself. How did I trace this so badly? Holy mother of moms. Actually, do I want to move it? No. Wait, what happened here? Did I accidentally move this? Is that what happened? Is that why it's all offset by the same amount? Hold on, my brain is processing. Scrolling through the history and not seeing a movement. Did I move it at some point? Fuck. 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 Whatever, we're scrapping the layer. We're scrapping the layer. We're just making a new one. Fuck. Comp sci was... Okay, that is like... Ash, what? That is not what I expected. I didn't expect someone to ever take comp sci and then say comp sci is useless because, you know, in the modern world, like... That is a very expanding field. It's a very well-desired field. You can make a lot of money in that field. But theater sounds super fun. When I was younger, I was not really much of a person for the arts. But now, I'm a VTuber. Right? So maybe studying the entertainment and arts would have been helpful, right? I laughed at the communications majors in school, but here I am, failing to communicate very well. And then there's Ludwig, who is a communications major and is now the biggest streamer in the world, so... Very poorly taught, it doesn't teach real-world tools or languages. Interesting. Yeah, that is something that I feel like is the case for programming, is like... I feel like it is very hard to learn programming in a class environment, and if you learn in a class environment, it is going to be so limited to only, like, the one language you're gonna learn, right? Oh my god, I hate staring at this! I need to trace it so I can get rid of it and take it off of my... out of my line of view. Cursed. Cursed! I hope that doesn't become the thumbnail for the stream. Or maybe it should be, and then people will know immediately how cursed my art skills are. Okay. Technical law. I can see that, right? I can see the idea that you need, like, it's really only useful for deep technical knowledge, because in practice, right, you can learn to code very easily hands-on, just doing projects and training yourself. So, yeah, I can understand how the only real appeal to, like, academic training is to really understand a lot of the theory behind the scenes, right? Like, what is very technically happening at, like, the actual, like, how do I put it? At the less abstract level? Is it less or more abstract? I think it's less, right? At the level, like, as you approach, like, assembly code, right? To understand that stuff. That's where you, like... Or even to understand, like, the electrical engineering that's happening behind the scenes. Like, I can see how you get use out of learning that stuff. In school, if that's going to be useful to you. But if all you're gonna do is you're gonna become a coder, right? And you're just gonna go and you're gonna work on a team and you're gonna write scripts that someone else is going to, like, their bigger script is going to call your script, like, I mean, you probably don't need, like, crazy understanding of all the background things. But what do I know? I'm not a software engineer, so I'm literally yapping out of my ass. I think whenever I talk with my program's software engineer and I ask him things, he's like, how are you at this company? Because you're so freaking dumb, right? He's telling me about, like, networking problems with, like, one of our products has this issue with, like, different IP address, or, like, we make them and they all have, like, the way they're literally built is they all have the same IP address, so you can never network them together because it causes problems with the, like, conflicting IPs. And like, oh, why don't you try it, you know, why don't you change this? Why don't you try it, like, adding whatever subnets? And he's like, Bell, you're fucking stupid, the subnet is part of the IP, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I should just never speak again. You know, this is what happens. This is basically the shit that people hate about their managers, because their managers know enough to say technical words that don't make sense together, right? And if you don't know, I'm a systems engineer. That's like exactly what we do. We're technical enough to know the technical buzzwords, but we will say them without knowing all the background knowledge and end up saying really stupid things. Practice Cisco networking tests? I mean, we can do that, right? Like, we can do that on stream. Do you have a link? Throw that in the Discord for the recommendations. Does it take long? Is it hard? I did very little networking in any of my jobs because at my previous job, we had a, like, ECE major who, like, handled a lot of that stuff, right? So whenever I say, you know, silly buzzwords like that, it's because he taught them to me, even though I don't fucking know the super details, right? I remember one time we were talking about, okay, we're tangenting into weird engineering things, right? But I'm gonna talk about this anyway because I think it's, like, sort of interesting. So there's, like, you're gonna know this better than I do, Ash. There's, like, the networking... I'm about to expose myself because this is literally what I did. But it's the idea of, like, the different shapes where if you have, like... You could have, like, one computer that networks with a bunch of computers, right? And you could have it like network to all of them like this, but then you have a problem where if this central node fails, then these can no longer communicate to each other, right? So you can change the shapes to be like, you could have like a ring, right? And then if any of these nodes fail, right? If this node fails, when this node needs to talk with this node, it just goes the other way, right? And that was called, I think it was called, all right, here's where I fucked up. Because I was talking with our software guy, and they had been talking about it, and they used one of the words, and there's a 50-50 of whether I get it right. They said either topology or topography. And I used the other one, and they're like, I don't know what that is. And I just felt like... They're like, I don't... I mean, 100% the context clues were there, where they knew what I was talking about, but they chose to say, I don't know what that is, because I used the wrong term. Okay, so it's supposed to be topology. And I said topography, and they're like, I don't know. They literally just... They called me out for being a dumbass. So this is why I never want to speak again. But there's that, there's astrology and astronomy. Right? And one of those is like an actual scientific thing, the other thing is like your zodiac or whatever. Or maybe not. Geography and geology. I mean, both of those are science things. They're just different science things, right? So I fuck up these words so much. And I feel really bad for not native English speakers. Although there's similar words in other languages that are similarly fucked, so maybe not. I feel bad for not native English speakers because of the other things that are weird with English. That just don't make sense at all, right? Ash, were you here the other night when we were talking about... You were here. I'm pretty sure. Last night when we were talking about... Yeah, because you said you're Canadian and you said you say penalized. Which is... funny sounding. It sounds like... The joke is that it sounds like penis, right? Okay. 500 per credit hour useful. Wait, what context am I missing? How old is that comment mystery? Fuck. I need to be a better YouTube chat watcher. Freak. What the freak, Deo? I also think I've in some way messed up the way that these forearms are supposed to be. I think... You know how your forearm in some ways is like... If you look at it from, like, the angle that you'd, like, look at it where you're wearing a watch, right? If you're wearing a watch and you're looking at it like that, then it looks relatively, like, in, but if you look at it from the side, then it like, curves, right? I don't know if I'm explaining this right. Just the shape of your arm. Where if the, like, face of the watch is on the side, it, like, curves. So I don't know if this is the right way to do this shape. Ash? It won't be a problem, because we'll get into VShojo together. I can't wait. I'll see you at the top. And then we can be like, oh, we joined together. Are you prepping an audition tape? 2 minutes, girl. When are you gonna show? I'm scripting an audition tape, but I also don't know how I'm gonna execute it, because I can't edit for shit. Wait, what did you just say? What did you just say? Send that audition tape to me for research purposes. Yeah. Also, Mystery, I'm understanding what you're talking about. 500 per credit hour. I think a normal credit hour is like what? Or a normal class is four credits? So you're talking about $2,000 for a class? Yeah, that's pretty expensive. I was going to say that doesn't sound like US pricing, but now that I think about it, that definitely is US pricing. Ash doesn't even know what we're talking about, because in Canada, I'm pretty sure you can get your degree for like 10 grand for your whole degree. Maybe, I mean, that's probably like a little bit bullshit, right? But Ash, if you don't know, I went to a cheaper, I mean, I'm not cheap per se, but I went to a public school in my home state, so I got like one of the cheapest rates for university, and that cost me altogether probably 60 grand. So, fuck me, fucking, why do we set all our young people up to immediately be in debt and then have to work for the rest of their lives? The US is fucked. Also, shit, I forgot to yap about this in the beginning because I wanted to yap about all the stuff that happened today. The US is cooked, guys. The US is cooked. We are so cooked. Wait. Ash, why would... Maybe I'm huffing some misinformation. But I had a friend in Canada who said she got her degree for much cheaper. Maybe she went to a really small college or something. Interest-free student loans is already infinitely better though, right? Because, I mean, here we have people who get student loans and after 20 years they've paid off like less than 5% of the principal because the interest just kills them, right? Perry? Something very significant happened in the US today, in US news. It happened around 4 p.m. my time or 7 p.m. Eastern, involving our presidential candidates. One of our presidential candidates. It won't change anything, Ash? I mean, it sort of won't, but I think it will only make things worse. No, Ash, I think I think you see things from a very similar point of view to me, except you're misunderstanding the situation, because I think you're underestimating the chance that he wins. I think already, before today, there was a good chance of it. There was like a very serious chance of him winning. And I think events like this only ever increase your chance of winning, right? There's two options, right? You either die, which sucks, of course, or you basically win, because suddenly everyone will rally behind you. Me too, Perry. Obama was goated. Mainly because Obama was charismatic. And I feel like now they're all just old white men who fucking are so out of touch. And I don't want them to exist. So, yeah, bad things are happening. Yeah, that is what we're talking about, skill issue. I mean, we're talking about... Shit, that was the wrong button. We're talking about, at his rally today, previous president Donald Trump, someone shot at him. And they did not cause what appeared to be any serious... I mean, his ear was like bleeding, right? Afterwards, but it seemed like he did not take any actual real damage. I don't think he's in any danger to his life in any way. But surviving an assassination attempt, I think, will only ever rally support for you. I mean, Ash, I think I very much sort of agree with you in my point of view is that, like, at a very practical level, so many people are gonna be like, we can't have this, we have to stop it. But if there were really that many people who felt that way, then he wouldn't be their candidate. Right? And recently, I don't know, recently there's been a lot of anti-Biden sentiment, which there's always been anti-Biden sentiment, because like everyone, even the people who are, you know, liberal, on the liberal side of things, no one wants Biden to be in office. I mean, a lot of people don't, like, almost no one wants either of these candidates in office, right? Because there's no reason for someone who's fucking over 75 to be in office, right? I want to reiterate that our president in the 1990s, Bill Clinton, he was in office in the 1990s. He is younger than both of them. No one wants either of these people in office. Besides, there are some like weird Trump fans who actually want Trump in office. But yeah, that's just sort of how this has turned out. Where I think anyone reasonable wants neither of these options. There are some crackheads who want Orange Man. But recently there's been if you haven't been paying attention to US politics, even people on the liberal side are saying like, Biden should pull out of the race so we can put in someone like actually functional on the liberal side. And then I think we could rev the engines and we could like plow through. But there are like Democratic congressmen who are telling Biden to pull out, right? Sorry, talking politics is bad. I don't feel like it's a good thing to do, but I also feel like, I mean, it's not like a bad per se thing to do, because, you know, you should be able to speak your mind, but I feel like when people are watching Twitch, this is a really easy way to get people to not want to watch you, is you start talking politics and you divide your viewers, right? Or you alienate people with opposing political views. I don't think so. I don't think that's true either, Ash, because there's blatant sexism and blatant racism. And I say it's blatant, but there will be a lot of people who say, oh, racism doesn't exist in the US. We know it does. Ah, Perry, you're not even in the US, but you seem very well versed in this stuff. I mean, I talk about not wanting old people, and I very strongly feel that way. But 2 elections ago, when we ran Hillary Clinton, not Bill Clinton, I 100% feel like we should have ran Sanders. He was the GOAT. Now he's just too old, right? I mean, that's unsurprising, Reaper, because, you know, I think a lot of people don't want to hear about politics. People want to live head-empty lives because head-empty lives are, you know, so much happier, so much less stressful. Oh my god, these hands are gonna be so fucked. Hands are so hard to draw. Holy cow, some artist help me God. Okay, Philip DeFranco. I don't even know who Philip DeFranco is. That was definitely some sort of pincer claw. What I was drawing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have a very serious fear. I mean, maybe serious is the wrong word, but I have a very real concern, right? That as a small streamer with 6 viewers, what's gonna happen one day is I'm gonna end up talking politics, and then 2 of my 6 viewers are gonna be conservative viewers. They're gonna be like, oh, this chick fucking, I don't like her thought, and then they're gonna unfollow me, and then I'm going to die. not that I should care, right? Because people who don't like me, like, I mean, if you don't like me, then I don't want to force you to stay, but I also don't, you know. The very few audience members that I have are very precious to me. Panbu, stop, don't point out the hands. The hands are so bad. It's so bad, Panbu. Wait, you... Okay. News YouTube channel, blah blah blah. Sorry, I was yapping while drawing and I wasn't reading chat, so now I'm checking the older messages. Your sister hates doing... Is your sister an artist, Reaper? Okay, there's a couple of things I hate. I hate hands. I hate faces. And I hate shoes. All of these are very difficult things. Okay, skill issue. I mean, maybe you weren't here for the earlier discussion, but drawing is a very strong word for it. Because if you look at it, I don't know if you can... Hold on, let me make myself smaller. I don't know if you can... Nope, other side. Nope, where's the... This one. Okay. You see right here, there's this box with a bunch of different lines. Those are the different layers, right? And I've done 14 layers, and it started off looking like this, and we just... All it is it looks really awful over and over again, and you just slowly make it less awful. Through many repetitions. What even was on this layer? Excuse me? Right? And even after 14 layers, I want to remind you that this is actually really very scuffed. Mega scuffa. Mega scuffa. But I don't know, art is something I'd like to be better at. And the only way to get better at things is to practice. So, here we are. Reaper, if your sister does a drawing for me, I'd love to see it. I would love it. I so far have no fan art of me, but the day I get fan art, I will probably immediately break down and cry as like someone who's officially cool enough to have fan art. I'm so jealous of Faye because Faye seems to get fan art all the frickin' time. I mean, she also commissions a lot of skebs, is what I guess, and that I'm sure that helps, right? But oh my god, it's so horrifying to look at. Okay, but we need to quickly... I think we should attempt to diagnose something that's wrong here, because I don't know what is wrong here, but proportionally something is wrong. Okay. I think, first of all, this forearm is maybe too short. I think this forearm is probably the wrong shape. Like I said, I think maybe the way things are looking, it should be the other shape, where instead of it being like two parallel lines, right, like the flat of your forearm, it should be that side shape where it's like, it's very thin towards your hand, and then it gets thicker as it gets towards your forearm. Okay, but Penbu, I also don't understand how Faye has grown like at the speed she has, because before Faye even debuted, she already had like 30 people ready to watch her, which is crazy. Good for her. I mean, shows you how bad I am at marketing. There are literally people on Twitter who are announcing their debuts and they already have like 150 followers on Twitch and they haven't debuted yet, which shows you how bad I am at networking. Network. What else is wrong? This calf is definitely wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. We probably need to make some changes here. I think torso-wise, this maybe looks... There's something proportionally wrong about this torso. I think this is a reasonable torso, but it is not the correct torso for me. And I'm wondering if I need to make shoulders skinnier? Is that what I need? I don't know. Are any of you artists? Is Ash an artist? I feel like Ash was telling me... Yeah, Ash has to be an artist because she's been working on her own model. Does she know better? If you do know better, definitely tell me what the fuck I'm messing up. Because there's things that are wrong here. Something is wrong with the shape of this shoulder. It looks too, like... Right. Whatever. Start a new layer. And... fuck around, I guess. Alright, let's try... Maybe I also just gave myself too big of a chest. That, I guess, is very possible. Some of my early sketches, I felt like my chest was too small. But this is quite the set of booba. And maybe too much now. So if we kill it just a tad... Ooh, actually this might be money! Right, killing it just a smidge, take a little off the sides. Exactly, Reaper. This is how a lot of engineering happens, by the way. Especially with coding. Y'all software engineers out there. Coding is, for me at least, is all trial and error, right? You know, it's literally the entire motto of coding is fuck around and find out. For me. Which, by the way, guys, I've got some interesting ideas for coding streams in the future. For the one language that I know how to code in, which is MATLAB. People ask me, oh yeah, like what languages do you know? And I say MATLAB, and they're like, that doesn't count. That does not count. That is not a language. I might as well tell them I code in Excel. That might be more acceptable. You guys know there's like competitive Excel competitions? Competitive spreadsheet competitions? Do I bring the shoulders in too? I feel like I need to bring the shoulders in if I've made my chest smaller. So we'll try that for now. Do 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 do. Yeah, I mean, Reaper, it's weird. I feel so frustrated whenever things that I feel like should have a possibility of working don't work. I can't imagine how it feels for, like, actual software engineers or software developers. Do you guys prefer... Is a software developer different than a software engineer? For those of you more well-versed in it than I am. Because I want to say software engineer because, you know, that's what I work with. I work with engineers. But it seems like if you go to a channel like Thor's, he'll call them developers, right? But my cursed stream idea. I swear to God, if you steal this from me, I'll be so unhappy. But probably it's for the best because this is one of those ideas that I probably will not end up following through on. My cursed stream idea is to build games in MATLAB. Starting with Tetris. And then when I get good at it, to submit a MATLAB game in one of Thor's game jams. Purely so that I can submit it and say I coded this in MATLAB. I would love to see his face, right? I can just imagine all the terrible, because you already see the faces he makes when he hears about really cursed things, right? And I feel like that is a terribly cursed thing. Game built in MATLAB. People already make the cursed knowledge face when I tell them that that's what I coded. They're like, that doesn't count, Bell. You fucking scrub. Don't tell me you code in Wolfram Alpha's... What is Wolfram Alpha's thing? I forget. There's a thing that's basically the same as Wolfram Alpha, just in code form, right? Which is... Oh, it's Mathematica, right? Which is basically as useful as MATLAB, right? They're both just calculator programs. I do feel like the chest looks better here. What I don't feel like looks better is the shoulders. But why? Why do they not? Do I need to tuck in further before they, you know, merge with the body? That sounds right. Need to get closer. And only just at the very last minute should they, like, really merge with the body. So this also needs to go in more. How have your guys' days been? Right? By the way. Since I've talked so much about my day. My day has basically been hearing the US news about, you know, Orange Man, and then watching Henya debut with her new massive melons on her skin. On her outfit. Literally, she just had huge melons. Huge. Definitely not the normal cutting board Henya that we know. And then after that, I was watching Ayuki Akiba's stream. Today is Saturday? Why are you working Saturdays, Reaper? Okay, skill issue, what? 3-day hike sounds... Hold up. I was gonna say that sounds awful, because you're gonna get hot and sweaty and stinky, although I know you're already stinky. I know you're already stinky, you stinky Twitch viewer. But, I guess where you are, it's not summer. Right? It's winter down under. Do you still say down under? Where you are? Or is that exclusively for Australia? You work retail, Reaper? F. F in chat. Rippo. Yeah, Pambu, that's also what I feel. I woke up at a pretty reasonable time for weekend. I actually woke up at 10 a.m. And I was like, damn, I have so much time. I have so many things I can do with this time. And next thing I knew, it was like 2 p.m. and I'd done literal 0. And only when it reached like 5 p.m. was like, ah, shit, I need to prep for stream. I need to do some baseline art, okay? Okay, that fucking is still bad. We need to sort out what the hell is wrong with this calf. But the rest of it doesn't look too bad. Do 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 do. Well, that's not what I want. We should move you away. Goodbye forever. Old picture of the cat. The cat animes. Down Under is Australia exclusive. Okay, but why? You're still down under. What do you say? How do you describe yourself? if you're not down under. I should make sure this arm is actually properly drawn this time. Not even that. Okay, basically everything I do tonight will be a rough sketch. None of this will be actual line work. Because when I do line work, it needs to be really clean, of course, right? But it bothers me when stuff is like not straight, right? That will automatically detract from my ability to judge if the proportions are correct or incorrect. We do... Is this more the shape we needed for this forearm? I think it is. Right, this slightly thicker part further up the forearm. I think the bottom line's maybe a little off still. Okay, but you can't... Don't tell me that you don't have you need to have another name, right? We call it Down Under, not Australia, right? Also, how cold does it get there, skill issue? Right? Like, when you say you're gonna freeze your ass off, is it like snow and blizzards and black ice? Cause that sounds awesome. I live a blessed life in a very temperate part of the world where the weather doesn't fuck me over every few months. Although where I live, there are some other things that fuck people over, of course. Okay, that's definitely wrong. This arm is definitely wrong. How do we make it not wrong? This? That actually is still not. Yeah, that's actually super wrong. I was gonna say it's not that bad, but that's definitely bad. And the more I look at this one, the more I'm like, oh, this is also super bad. How they can compare to Canadian winters? Okay, wait, Penbu. In Canada, since you're so far north, do you get that shit where your days are like hella long? Do you ever have like 18-hour days? In Wellington region, you don't get much snow, even when it dips below freezing. What I'm hearing is you live in a desert. Because technically deserts are just defined by low precipitation. It means that they can be cold. Not that I needed to explain that to you guys, because you're all probably well educated enough to already know that fun fact of information. Just like everyone knows tomatoes are a fruit. You guys know why tomatoes became known as a vegetable, by the way? Even though, you know, scientifically they're fruit? Majority of population is not that far north. I mean, that makes sense. Central north parts and the south part of the island, they get snow. Okay. Not a desert. It's wet and windy. Okay, how is it? Don't tell me that it's below freezing and you don't get snow, but it's wet. I don't believe you. I don't believe you that there's water below freezing level that is not frozen. I'm gonna call I also... Not that you're wrong, right? You're probably telling some level of truth. I don't think you would lie about that. But something sounds amiss. What was I talking about? Oh, how did tomatoes become, like, thought of as a vegetable? It's for tax reasons. Because some, you know, I mean, like everything. everything starts out as like some sort of money issue, right? And someone trying to sell tomatoes wanted, I think they wanted a different tax rate, so they labeled them as vegetables instead of fruits. And of course, when that went to court, you know, some judge had to make a ruling, and the way that they ruled it was anything for it to be a fruit, it has to be something that people might eat as a dessert. And I guess no one eats tomatoes as desserts, yeah, which, I mean, sounds about right. No one, I don't know anyone who would eat a tomato as dessert. So, that is how tomatoes in some way became thought of as vegetables. Even though they're scientifically fruits. So enjoy that knowledge. Enjoy the knowledge that ketchup is a fruit smoothie. What's your ridiculous story, Perry? Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm making the hand shape that I want her to have at the angle I want to see it at. And I feel like something is wrong with me. How did... I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. Okay, if we try and mimic my hand shape. Rest in peace. It just looks like... Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Maybe this will work out. Or maybe it won't. At some point it has to stop working, right? Because nothing can ever go well. We fucked it. We fucked it. What did we fuck up? Something here is clearly amiss. Bees are in... Okay, so... Ridiculous story. Long story short, bees are in danger. Couldn't get rights to protection. So, wait, where is this where they made bees fish? Carrots and sweet potatoes as fruits for the purpose of defining jam. The world is a messed up place, you guys. Okay, what I think I need to do... I think this needs to go out further. And then make the same general shape. Further. And same general shape. Oh, we're scuffing it already. We're already scuffing it. Scuffa, scuffa. Where is it that bees are fish? Like, it can't be everywhere that bees are fish. It has to be like a specific place where they decided to make this terrible decision, right? Is it the US? Or is it somewhere in Europe? Or is it somewhere in... Okay, what fucking continent? Australia is a continent, right? So is Australia... I think I remember looking this up, like, last month. What continent is New Zealand? Is New Zealand the same continent as Australia? It's California? Today is not a good day for California. First, we have that shit where apparently it's our guy. Sorry, apparently not our guy. It's California's guy. It's California's guy who went and did the bad thing to the orange man. So, you know, that looks awful. That looks like a terrible thing. We are not California is not being represented very well right now. Yes, skill issue, but is New Zealand part of the continent? What continent is New Zealand? Very specific island. Okay, so you're gonna tell me that Australia is a continent and Oceania is a continent? Or is Australia not a continent? By the way, this is looking way better for the hand. Although it still needs work for sure, right? The question is, can we redo this on the other side? Ba-da-da-da. Shit, that is way too much. And I'm freehanding this because I can't because I can't look at my right hand because my right hand has to do the drawing. Freak. Bad things are happening. My art is awful. Do. Okay, that is... There's definitely something wrong here. There's definitely something wrong here. But I think the rest of it doesn't look too bad. I don't know how you guys feel, right? Maybe there's probably still some stuff worth touching up around the torso. Are these arms too long? Okay, shoulders are this wide. I think this section of this arm is maybe too long now. Freak! That's what happens when you make the torso smaller and you don't adjust the other lengths. Then you look like you have really massively long upper arms. Fuck! Okay. Another layer. We're on fucking 16 now. Iteration 16. LPE Arts. Version 1, Rev 16. Australia is considered a continent, and Oceania is a geographic region. New Zealand and the majority of the Pacific Islands are part of Oceania and not the Australian continent. But in the Anglo world, they consider Pacific region Australia. What the fuck is the Anglo world? What does that mean? Sorry, don't use the language I use. I'm a terrible example. English-speaking regions? Okay, but if English is the most spoken language in the world, maybe it's not anymore. Maybe, I think it might be Mandarin. But I think for now it's the most spoken language in the world. Isn't everywhere in the world English-speaking? Okay? In fact, I think there are regions where they speak more English than their, like, native languages there. is it Denmark, where it's notorious if you go there and you try and speak their language and they recognize that you know, you're not a native speaker, they just immediately switch to English because it's so much easier for them and everyone. Like, it's a real thing where you have to be good at their language, otherwise they'll just automatically switch to English because they know. Okay, so we need to pull in the arms this time. Okay, so we're gonna go to here and here. I think that sounds like a reasonable enough spot. We go whoop. Do. I see. Rather than part of Australia's economy. I mean, that makes sense, right? I just think geography stuff is weird, right? I can't even remember, like, I remember there's some ocean that I don't remember learning about in school, but apparently is a thing. Is it the Arctic Ocean? Like, do you guys remember learning in school that the Arctic Ocean is like a thing? I don't remember learning that, but I think that is a thing. Antarctic Ocean? Probably, Penbu. Shows you how much I know. My Dumbo brain can't keep track of random geography things. I can hardly remember, like, I don't think I could even tell you the names of all 50 states in the US. Because some of them are not important. But there's definitely some cities you could tell me, you could be like, this city, you could use the name of the city and say, this is a state, and I would probably believe you, because I don't know that. Some part of my brain is not good at sorting what is a state and what is not a state. Shit, I should have defined where this arm should end before I started. Frick. We're working out of normal bounds. Silly Bell. You should know better. You're an engineer. You need to know that you can't start building without knowing what you're trying to build. One of my ideas for what I would do on stream, another idea for something to do on stream was I wanted to build like a pretty common lab that you'll see for controls classes. It's a lab about inverted pendulums, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty easy to do, right? I was wrong on how that lab needs to be run, and so it's not easy to do, so it's probably getting scrapped, but that's just normal breakable things where I'm like, oh, we could definitely do this, and I just don't even know what I've committed to, or what I'm talking about. Normal engineer brain does not look far ahead enough. Yeah, exactly, Penbu. It frickin', I swear to God, it did. Oh, Southern. That was the real one. I swear to God, when I was in elementary school, and they're talking about, like, wait, is Antarctic the same as the Southern? I can't remember. I definitely never heard, when I was in, like, kindergarten or whatever, I had never heard of the Southern Sea. Like, I actually even think if you went up to random people on the streets in the US and you asked if the Southern Sea was real or not, they would say no. Or ocean, sorry. Yeah, ocean. Ocean's the right word. Teehee. I should have known because, you know, Pacific Sea sounds incorrect, right? Seas are much smaller than oceans. But the same class as like the Pacific or Atlantic is what I mean to talk about. Okay, I swear to God, I had thighs that looked correct before, and somehow now our thighs don't look correct. I think I fucked this up somewhere. When did my thigh turn into a freaking hot dog? Right? Do. Maybe I should take art classes. But when would I have time to do that? There's so many things I'm like, I should do this, I should do that, and I just... There's 0% chance I'll actually ever do them. Ooh, that was looking fine until I fucked up the ending. Okay, but skill issue, how does one fuck up art class? Is like in some ways that's a like toxic question, right? Because that means if you got in some way that's shaming you if you got like a bad grade in art class, but like how do you actually deserve a bad grade in art? I mean, I guess in some ways it can make sense, right? Like, you can get a bad grade in a music class, even though music is literally just another form of the arts, right? But there's a proper way to do it, I guess? Or I guess it's like a proper script to follow, is what music would be. You're trying to play a certain song, right? But if it's just like the painting class or something of the sort, right? What's a failure? A failure is when you use markers instead of paint, I guess, in a painting class. Or something like that. Yeah, but you get a bad grade if you didn't follow instructions. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Ooh, I made that too thick. Too chunky. And now it's too skin. Frick! Frick! What the frick? What the frick, Dio? Okay. Guys, am I gonna get copyright infringemented if I keep saying Dio like Henya because I watch too much Henya? Or am I gonna get in trouble as a streamer? You know, for stealing someone's catchphrase? It's probably not a good thing. But at the same time, I feel like it's a very normal thing for people to pick up the habits of their Oshis. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. You tell me. I hope none of you pick up any of my bad habits. And then you start laughing like a car that doesn't have enough battery to start properly. That's messed up. We messed up the hand again. Frick. Frick. Is that better? This is too skinny at the wrist. We need to fix it here. The last time you repeated a catchphrase was 2 years ago. Oh, you did the Stephen, huh? Emotional damage. Freak. Yeah, also wonder how out of touch I've become as a VTuber watcher, because I've realized that so many of the memes that I like are like... I wonder if I said some of these like references to my coworkers in the office, how many of them would know what I'm referring to and how many of them would be like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? Like, do people outside of the VTubing space, or outside of the Twitch space, that is, do they, like, are the testicular torsion memes there for them? Right? Do they have our same brand of shitposts? I don't know what name you're saying, but what I feel like you're talking about is you're talking about the one who had a very similar design to Shylily, which I actually don't know if I think that was probably different enough, personally, is my personal opinion, but who knows. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I think when you reach a certain level of success, you need to accept that there are going to be people who emulate you. Or do similar things, right? And I think what happened there was Shylily also seemed okay with what was going on, which I think is how it should be. You should be very... If you've succeeded and people are in some level emulating you, as long as it's not, like, true, real, like, as long as it's not actual plagiarism, right? If people are just doing some level of emulation, I think you should be okay with it, right? It is really messed up to set up, like, something that works well, and then attempt to monopolize it in a way that, like, other people are not supposed... You find success and you're like, no, I want no one else to find success. This magic method that works is only for me and my money making. No one, you know, that's like kind of messed up in some ways. I also understand that you like do in some way need to like defend and preserve your branding and maintain what is yours, but if it's not like really blatant stealing, then I think you should be very lenient if you've had success. Now, I also remember there was, like, people who literally had, like, they were on Twitch and all they did was they played VODs of Shylily. You know, that's you definitely take that down, right? Because that's, like, that's just blatant, mega blatant stealing. Ah, that calf is messed up. But, if we make this a loading screen, right? We're looking at like this, right? We probably never need to see that calf. We make this a loading screen. We live 2D it. So this arm goes like a little bit up and down, just like that much, right? You just float up and down like normal loading screen stuff. This isn't really not too bad. Well, it's strategic positioning, yes, but also like that was the goal, is we wanted something that could be like a loading screen, right? Which is, if you have a loading screen, you don't want a loading screen where there's only stuff in the middle and there's nothing here, right? You want to use up your space. So what really I'd done is I'd made this at the wrong scale from the get-go. So now we just take advantage of that fact and say, and the stuff that I added in to like, that was out of bounds, we actually just don't need to work on improving it. Silly bell, just sort of cutting corners here and there, normal bell stuff. Okay, is there other stuff I'm really unhappy about here? Is this still too long? Shit. I'm at that point where I feel like it... When you've looked at something too long, right? Things that look right start looking wrong, and I'm not sure if that's where I'm at right now or not. I think these sleeves need to go further up the arms to match my model. Right? Because my model... Wait, is there a proper... Nope, the best I have is this. Need to zoom in a little. My rolled up sleeves are pretty much on the spot in the middle, which means these need to go up. You need to shift up. Okay. Bum bum bum. Also, I realized there was a gap on the bottom, below my model and the bottom of the stream. Whoops. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. Okay. Now comes the question of... do we fix these, or do we... At some point we need to work on, like, actually making a face. Actually making hair. I guess it's not a terrible time to work on actually making the face and hair. Right? We have to give ourselves the classic Belle PE hair. Which means... what do we start with? We start with... this guy? Doo-doo-doo. As the calming sax plays in the background. Is that right? No, it doesn't need to be wider. The big old front leaf of my hair, I think, does need to be wider. Shit. How did I do this? How does my model look? It is the right leaf goes in front of the left. And then we also have hair dangling down in front of it too. Then we've got this. I don't even know, like, when you make art, you should think of, like, what it geometrically should represent, right? Like, what shape you're trying to convey. And when I look at this one tuft of my hair on my model, I actually don't know, like, what geometrically this shape is supposed to be. But it looks pretty good, so we keep it. But one day, if I get a 3D model, I think my modeler is gonna be like, how the fuck is this supposed to look? What is this shape supposed to be? Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Do 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 do. You know what I really want right now, though, guys? I want ice cream. And I find myself craving ice cream randomly more and more nowadays. I don't know if that's something about my age. Or maybe it's something about my diet or lifestyle or something like that that's making me more susceptible to these desires for sweets. Rax, don't say that! Don't say that! It's not funny. I don't want. That's my nightmare. You know how hard it is to be a single mom? Also, if I'm pregnant, someone should start a religion because your girl hasn't done any of the things that would get her pregnant. Not recently, at least. do. But ice cream sounds so good. But I've also realized the secret to me not succumbing to my cravings is to just not have associated snack in my house. And then I can't succumb and eat a bunch of it and gain 1,000,000 pounds of weight. Shit, that's not how that's supposed to look. Right. Why did I make a model that's so hard to redo? I'm literally the creator of this design, and I can't even create the art. do. Okay, Rex, what I really like is either cookies and cream or mint chocolate chip. So, if I go to, like, Cold Stone, where you can get, like, whatever you want mixed in, I actually really like to do mint ice cream with Oreos mixed in. That sounds so good. I used to like Rocky Road a lot, but the big thing is, I mean, I still like Rocky Road a lot. The big thing is, if I ever have the choice of cookies and cream or mint chocolate chip, I'm going to choose them over Rocky Road, right? But, you know, Rocky Road, of course, beats out a lot of normal stuff, right? But Rocky Road beats out vanilla for sure. You can't have strawberries there because your house will eat them. Is it you who will eat all the strawberries? Are you the strawberry shortage creator? You know what in terms of fruit, what I will go to town on is cherries. Cherries are like, because what you do with the cherries, I don't know if you guys have tried this. You put the cherries in the freezer and you freeze your cherries. Most delicious, excellent thing ever, especially on these hot summer days. Frozen cherries, you get a bag of frozen cherries and you just pop them. And, oh god, so good. So good. I haven't had cherries in forever though. I mean, I don't think cherries are my favorite fruit though. I think my favorite fruit is probably mango, right? But mango is not something I can sit there and pound mangoes infinitely for, right? Cherries, if you put a bag in front of me, I'll just eat the whole bag. It's just, they're gone. Mangoes, I'll eat one mango and I'll be like, okay, that's good for now. Wait, so, Rax, when you say you do the same thing, you're saying you freeze the grapes, right? You freeze the grapes? I hear... So my understanding of the freezing thing is... What happens when you freeze them is like... The cells in plants are not like... They're not like our cells, right? Because they have cell walls, right? Instead of our cells, which are just like, you know, blobs, they have like these structured, like actual, like they're cubes. Maybe not cubes, but they have like different structure to their cells. What happens when you freeze them is the water inside, of course, freezes, and it expands and it bursts them. It literally bursts the cell walls, right? And then what happens is all the sugar in the cell now moves around and you get better dispersion of sugar throughout the plant. So that's my understanding of why like freezing fruit has this effect. Especially bananas. I've heard this is like, it is a crazy, way sweeter thing if you eat a frozen banana. Or if you freeze a banana and then you let it thaw, as opposed to just eating the banana. But also, if you freeze fruit, my understanding is you can only freeze it once. So if you freeze it and then you thaw it, you have to eat it. You can't freeze it and then thaw it and then put it back in the freezer because that apparently makes it really, really likely to spoil. And I'm preaching misinformation right now? Maybe. I'm half speaking out of my ass. I'm pretty sure, like, I've actually heard this stuff. But the problem is, when I hear stuff, you know, it's... what are the chances it's fact-checked? 0. Engineering streamer out here teaching you the wrong things because they're wrong. But, wait, so they have enough water that they don't freeze to the point of being hard, but enough to be mushy. Interesting. That if your plan is to just to intentionally leave them for only a couple hours to get to some weird perfect state, that would automatically be a no-go for me because I'm terrible at maintaining times for things. I would totally leave them like way longer than I should. Okay, let's do a new layer. We're up to layer fucking 17. Fuck. How did we get here to this point of unhappiness and sadness in our artwork? You leave them for days and still... So they don't get like crazy hard if you let them like... If they have high water content, right? What should happen is it should turn into basically ice inside, right? And then they'd be really hard. But I've never tried freezing grapes, so I don't know. The closest, like I said, is frozen cherries. And frozen cherries, I think are decently hard, but the thing is, with your cherry, right? Your cherry is like... If this is your cherry, there's a pit in the middle of the cherry that's like this big, right? So the thickness of the actual stuff you're eating is very thin, or relatively thin, it's not that thick. And because it's so thin, it's easy to bite through, even if it's hard, from all the like frozen water. Again, me speaking out of my ass, but that is my semi-professional opinion. Grapes sound pretty good though right now. I would love some fruit. But ever since I've become an adult, I am really terrible at buying groceries. Actually, I've always been really terrible at buying groceries because, you know, before as an adult, I also never bought groceries. My mom bought groceries. And then I just eat them. But because I'm terrible at buying groceries, I never have fruit in the house. And then every once in a while, if I do a grocery run and I buy myself fruit, because I don't have I'm not generally stocked on groceries, I forget I have groceries, and then my fruit goes uneaten because I forget I had it. Still good. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Wait, hold on. I need to look at my hair. Okay, it's the... Okay, I'm sorry. I should know my model better than I do. You know, being the creator and the user, I spend 10 hours a week as this virtual 2D girl entity thing, and I still don't know my model's hair features by heart. I know generally what's going on, but... Do. But now I want fruit. Frick. And what happened recently was someone was talking about red kiwis. And I was like, oh, kiwis sound so good. But I missed the season for kiwis. I missed the season for kiwis by like a couple months. So they were in season. The red kiwis were in season for like a month or two. And that was like a month or two ago. So now I have to wait fucking 10 months before I can get red kiwis. But... Have a good one, Skill Issue. Rax, I feel like this is an accusative question. But yes, I do eat kiwis with the peel. Okay. If I have a kiwi, I'm going to wash it, and I'm just going to eat it. I'm literally gonna bite into it whole. I'm not gonna cut it. I'm not gonna spoon it. I'm just gonna bite it. And I know some people think that is unhinged. But when you try it, you realize it's really not that bad. And it's so much easier. Right? Just a much easier method of eating them. And that's what I'm all about, because I'm a lazy-ass bitch. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Shit, whenever I hear this song, I feel like it's time to end stream, because this is Ayuki's ending song. Frick. I need a more complete playlist. Is not like eating oranges whole too? Wait, is she playing this song right now, Rax? Are you multi-watching us? Is manager, is Boss Yuki done with their collab? I was watching that before my stream started. I sort of wanted to watch more, but I also wanted to do my stream. I'm sort of sad I missed the end of it. Kiwis make your tongue itch? Itchy tongue sounds awful, Pendant. Like, I don't like the way... That sounds like a curse. And it does sound like it might be some sort of mild allergy. Do. Great. Damn it, Ayuki. You've programmed me to feel like this is a stream ending song. Do. She's such a good streamer, by the way. I hope that one day I'll have the technical expertise that she does, where she can manage so many cool things on her stream. I really need to sort out all that sort of cool stuff. Do. Wait, before I immediately redraw this, I need to functionally understand what I disliked about it before. Okay, so the sleeve needs to start higher. Yeah, I was about to just be tracing on autopilot and repeat the same mistake. Because I'm a goldfish brain. Goldfishu brainu. I probably shouldn't speak like that. That's someone's gonna call me racist. I mean, I've been streaming a decent amount, though. I'm a 2, maybe 3 month streamer at this point. And she's only I think she did her 1 year anniversary recently, so she's only been streaming for like a year, right? Wait, what am I doing? Stop tracing! Belle, you dumbass. You just said the problem is that you're tracing stuff that's wrong. And then you continue to trace it. Freaking dumbbell. dumbbell, dumbbell, dumbbell. Also, do I need to make this arm shorter? Is that what I decided? Frick. I've caused myself many issues by not paying attention to my own notes. She's been modding VTubing away. Yeah. That's fair. The modding is a big deal. Because, I mean, I've been into VTubing for probably a similar amount of time, right? Probably at least 4 years here. She must have been into it for longer. But I've been a content consumer, right? A Twitch watcher for quite a while. I'm struggling to decide on a number. But I didn't even realize how many people of her like followers are like actually sort of pretty prominent people. Like a lot of people in her chat are like, even the people in her chat are like mods for Michi or whatnot, right? Like I had no idea, but Sarah's a freaking mod for Michi too. You only started watching Twitch in January? Well, it's never too late to start. Although, maybe, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I wonder if starting is, it's only bad because it's like gateway drug to losing hours of your life. Tee hee 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 hee. You come here for the cute anime girls, and then you lose hours and hours of your life. We're like... What are those demons that, like, suck the vitality out of your body? Succubi? You started sometime this year for a debut stream? Your first VTuber watching was a debut stream? That's like crazy, by the way. Perfect timing to synchronize the start of your content consuming with the start of someone's content creation. Soviet Wombi. I've literally never heard of Soviet Wombi. Womble. That is a cool name though. What it reminds me of is I saw there's a VTuber the other day named Cappy Barista. That's a cute name. Because we love capybaras. We love capybaras. Wait, is this... Are these proportions better for these arms? So hard to tell. Something's wrong. It's because I didn't draw more. Coconut doggy? Oh god. Oh no! I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about with the capybara's feet. No! Who created that? Who started that meme? Was that a Thor start? Did he start that? That's such cursed. I want to forget it. I want to forget that ever was a... Can we get the Men in Black brain neuralizer thing? and just remove that memory from my head. Wait. This is not good. Somewhere here I messed up. Did I make it not long enough again? No. What I did was I started... Where do I want this to start? Need this to start up here, I think. No escape from the capybaras. The capybaras being the second evolution of coconuts. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Frick. Frick. Why does this hand look so ugly? Why did I fuck this up? How did we end up here? It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only... Oh man, those are such quality memes too. The like... You ever see those memes of that with those song lyrics and then it's like a fish literally like... sucking something else out of existence with its big ass fish mouth? Oh no, it's so messed up. That hand is so not good. Actually, maybe it's not that bad. It's just a couple of niche issues. Alright, so we need that fixed, that finger fixed. You say somehow yes, but I think it's a common enough meme. Okay, so that hand is... We're going to pretend that that hand is okay and fix it in post. Oh wait, I should shift myself over just a little so you guys can see better. Blocking up half the view with my big ass head. Rax, are you an artist? But you're in hell? What does that mean? I feel like we're all in hell. There's some purgatory that I definitely feel like I am in. Or maybe that we are in. Okay, I think... Let's see. Let's reevaluate. Zoom now. Does this seem right? I mean, I think this sleeve still needs to shift further up. But I think proportions-wise, this is looking better for perspective, where like the elbow is further away from the camera. Used to draw. Were you ever good at hands? Because God knows I'm not. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Wait a second. We've lost the thread. We've lost the thread of the original intent, which is to be like airplane arms. And I'm noticing right now there's an issue in that these arms are relatively straight compared to these arms, which are like drastically bent. And I don't know how... I think these arms are the problem. I think it's the right arm. Why am I saying arms plural? I don't know. Because I'm dumb. Because it's just one arm. But troubleshooting these issues is such a pain in the booty. I feel you. I feel you on the, like, multiple hours pain. I mean, you can see... I've been streaming for... Shit, I've been streaming for already over 2 hours now. And you can see how little progress I've made. But that's how my art goes, is it's just iteration after iteration after iteration. With a lot of redraws. Lots of redrawing. Lots of troubleshooting. I remove the back. Ooh. Maybe it is... Maybe I've given it too much perspective, because this arm does look like it got really tiny at the elbow. Too much, so we need to remove some. Make it... That might be a little bit better. Done. I also feel like... I don't know, at this point maybe it's better on the computer doing digital art. But I definitely felt like digital art is a different skill than on paper art. Right? Especially when I'm doing lectures, right? When I'm teaching, when I draw diagrams on my notes on like a physical notebook, I swear to God they are so much neater than the diagrams I draw here when I'm teaching. Although I'll say my diagrams for teaching on Krita for my more recent lectures have definitely been better. I'm definitely getting better. Maybe one day I'll be good enough that I can do like Khan Academy level notes. That's fucked up. I fucked this up. Okay, so it needs to go down. Okay. Shit. It's so difficult. Difficult, lemon, difficult. Never got the handle on digital? I mean, I guess the secret, like physical too, is you need many hours of practice. I think I've drawn this hand with the wrong perspective. It points too much to the side. It needs to point towards the camera. The problem is, if I want to model this, the best way to do it is to like look at my hand. But I can't look at my hand while I'm drawing because this is my right hand. But I guess I could mirror and look at my left hand. I guess this will work. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see how this works. It probably... Something tells me something will not go well here, but... Who knows? Who the freak knows? This should go up like that. Intense focusing. Okay, well, I've realized I've done probably a better perspective, but this hand is simply too large. Okay, what if we... Can we take advantage of our digital tools and just downsize it? It's gonna get messed up. But let's try it. Let's scale it down. 80%. Whoa. Not 890. Okay. That looks actually probably acceptable. Okay, Rax, I don't need your smartassery. I'm not going to get my phone and take a photo because I'm currently using my phone to do other things. Although I should probably... Shit! Okay, well, what I was using my phone to do is I was using my phone because my plan was to stream and then using my phone and my Bluetooth earbuds to listen to Ayuki talk with her boss. And then that sort of went out the window because as soon as I started streaming, I started yapping. Also, that would have been really bad because, you know, if I'm listening to someone else, I'm definitely not going to talk as much as I should. And that would make for terrible content. So it's probably good that I didn't follow through with that plan. But that's what my phone was set to. My phone was on Ayuki's stream. This actually doesn't look too bad. I feel pretty okay about this. Now we need legs. I feel like she ended her stream really early tonight, though. I guess after Boss Yuki was done, her content for the night was probably... She's probably exhausted after that. And she had probably accomplished her goals for content for the night. Do 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 do. Why is this not set to the eraser? Sorry, fidgeting with my stupid tablet, which sometimes does not do the things I want it to do. Five hours of stream and talking to boss while dying of cringe? Yeah, I mean, I think even just the talking with the boss would probably be very exhausting. There's a lot of energy that happens, right? A lot of energy exertion in something like that. Wait, guys, I feel like this is actually shaping up pretty nicely. This is really not a bad place to be. I think I started off with this just like flowy skirt, but the more I think about it, the more I sort of don't like it because my skirt is, my like actual design skirt is pleated. So it's not gonna flow like this. I need to sort out a way to make it both clearly display that it's flowing, but not lose the fact that it like, this is not the way that it would look if it's a pleated skirt, right? That might be another night's problem, but something to keep in mind. I also think maybe perspective on my hair tie. My nut hair tie. Because all of my accessories are nuts. Collected from every time I've casted testicular torsion. I think this needed to be angled differently. And if I'm like running towards the camera, I think my hair should be like flowing behind me too, right? How do I make my hair flow behind me though? Right? If it's flowing behind me, it should get rapidly smaller as it gets further away, right? Not exactly, Rax. present yesterday when we were talking about what to name our followers? People were like, we could be the Nutters. Is that actually what we go with? Is it too cursed? I mean, I guess it's not as bad as the hentai, right? The hentais? But it's still kind of bad. Selen had the nesticles? Wait, what? Selen? Wait, when were they called the nesticles? I thought they were the dragoons. And Michis are the scambers. Although the foreskins was definitely a contender. I mean, really the question is, do I want to establish myself as a degenerate, or do I want to maintain some level of plausible deniability as a say-so streamer? Say-so educator. I'm supposed to be an educational streamer. How are those people who are trying to learn, how are they going to feel when they watch one of my videos about me lecturing about engineering stuff, and then I'm talking to everyone and I'm referring to them as the Nutters? I also don't know if I should I mark my stream as 18 plus only? I mean, I feel like that's a practical thing to do. But I also, in some sense, my target audience when I'm teaching, right, is I definitely do feel like some of my target audience includes, like, high school level people, right? You know, people who are interested in learning early on. People with a little bit less understanding. Which does include high schoolers. Okay. Scary thing. How to do face. How do face? Like, what facial expression do we want? How do we not make it horrifying? Oh, that's already starting to be horrifying. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what we wanted. Okay, what if we do... I mean, my model technically has cat mouth. Nope, that's also not what we wanted. Maybe we don't want red? Red maybe throwing off our perception? Actually, maybe this is a relatively good enough shape. As far as you've seen, you don't think content requires marking the stream as 18 plus. Okay, I mean, maybe, but I mean, I definitely have some more adult jokes, right? The dirty jokes. And there are streamers who say, I mean, they maybe don't mark their stream as 18 plus, but they say that they're intended for 18 plus, right? Like Giga. Giga's not like a titty streamer, of course. She is definitely, but she's also someone who's like, the stream is for 18 plus people. If you say in Giga's chat that you are 15, you get banned. Now, there's of course that whole thing where she's like, if you don't say how old you are, you just don't acknowledge it, then I mean, how would I know? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? But it's hard to say. Do 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 do. What about eyes? We do. Sorry, I need to look at my eyes. My eyes. Okay, we've definitely hit Uncanny Valley here, but I don't know if this is one of those Uncanny Valleys where it's like you need to keep cooking to get through the Uncanny Valley and you get somewhere acceptable, or if we've just fucked up. It is so hard to tell. I think it was I just needed to keep cooking, because this actually does not look that bad. Now the question is, does it look like me? Which I think the answer is probably actually no. I think right now this does not look like me. But that might be like a color thing, you know, a continue cooking thing. We need to add some details for the collar. It's a very mischievous smile. You think? I mean, look at me and tell me that my smile isn't mischievous though. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna give you my cutest, most adorable idle smile while I tell you that I'm going to cast testicular torsion. You are in danger, Rax. You are in danger. We're all in danger. Together. It's a journey of danger together. But I mean, I'm actually feeling pretty okay about this right now. I did not expect to feel this okay about this early. I think part of this looks wrong in that this is supposed to be a vest, but it looks like some sort of dress. Or like robe. We can probably fix that by, you know, adding the rest of my details, adding the collar, right? Maybe do some rendering to render the shirt better. Ooh, that was bad. Those stitches are not where they need to be. It should be... Oh no, I'm definitely approaching that point where I've stared at it and it starts looking weird because you've stared at it too much. But I'm starting to see what you're talking about with the mischief. I feel like I'm looking into your soul. Looking into the soul of one of my victims. As I'm about to show them their maker. This is me doing the airplane thing, and I'm like, I should say, I should turn this into a shitpost meme of like, point of view, September 11th, 2001, point of view of the World Trade Center. As Breakable PE, the plane, flies straight into you. Is that too unhinged of a joke? Is it messed up? The second tower, yep. I think, this probably needs to go a little bit more in. The way it is right now, let's... ba ba da da. Is it too soon? Is it too soon to be making 9/11 jokes? Holy shit, guys! It's been 23 years. Holy cow. Wait, 23? Yes. Yes, okay. For a second, my brain was processing, like, that and the calculations of how old I am. You know, like, how old I was when that event happened. And for a second, I was like, damn, I'm old. I'm a hag. It's okay, though. The time of the hag has come. Although, why are people in their early 30s considered hags? Who knows? Who the freak knows? Okay, I mean, I'm feeling actually so good about this so far. Let's go ahead and do a line layer and see if when we put all this together in like reasonable lines in black, how it looks all together. So when we line, I guess we do front to back. So maybe this first. Front to back sounds reasonable. Do 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 do. Although also this definitely can't be final lines because before we do final lines, we actually also need to upscale this because it's not taking up nearly as many pixels on the canvas as it needs to, right? It needs to take up the majority of the space. So we'll have to like double it, maybe even triple it. Then we're gonna end up with all the pixelation and garbage. That sounds annoying. But for now, we ink some lines. Although I guess technically inking and lining are like exact opposites in terms of, you know, animation process. You do lines and then you ink. Inking is like, I guess, the color. Do 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 do. Thanks for hanging out with me, by the way, guys. I mean, I know this is maybe not the most interesting stream, because I'm not a super good yapper when I'm doing art. I guess I'm not a super good yapper in general, but you're working on it. Yeah, I mean, I remember you saying you had, last night you talking about how you had to go to bed for work, for what would be today. And now that I know that you work retail, I feel bad. Working retail sounds like it sucks. I hate dealing with people. Thank you for your service. You leave at 6 a.m.? Reaper, tell me your Pacific time zone. You mostly stock shelves? Okay, so do you work at a grocery market then? Or, I mean, I guess maybe you could work at like Best Buy or something. Stocking shelves doesn't make me think of like a clothing retailer though, which is what I normally default to when I think of retail. Do, 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 do. interesting. So right now for you it is almost 2 a.m. Wait a second. It's almost 2 a.m. for you, and you wake up at 6:30 on normal days, on work days? Freak! You must have like your sleep schedule must hate you. It's Walmart you work at, okay. That means you probably... I need to reaffirm thank you for your service, because if you work at Walmart, I feel like you're like in the trenches. Maybe that's a like really snobby thing to say, but I feel like Walmart is where you end up with some really trashy customers. Either trashy and uncouth, or the complete opposite and you end up with a bunch of Karens. Either way, that sounds like you probably have to deal with some real pieces of work pretty often. So I'm sorry. Also, I think... Isn't Walmart like well known for being a very employee abuser company that takes advantage of like old people and shit? Okay, so the hair, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the ponytail, because that's definitely not the way it needs to be. Maybe it needs to be further? Who could say? Problems for later, Belle, I guess. Yours is alright? Could be Amazon? Okay, I mean, you say that, right, but Amazon, I think, is a huge people abuser. But at least with Amazon, you don't have to deal with shitty customers, right? Because you don't... So, I don't know. I'm sure there's trade-offs everywhere, right? I wonder how... It must be so difficult to be like a professional artist. Or a professional animator. I have no idea how they get so good at these things. It's like black voodoo magic. Also, it seems like so many streamers are good at art. Right? I mean, how is it that every fucking HoloLive talent can do art? Online support might have to deal with bad customers, but at least, yeah, I mean, I think dealing with bad customers online is significantly better than dealing with bad customers in person, to be fair. Whoa, I did not mean for that button. Right, because I don't think, like, in person, you will definitely run into people who will just be complete shits to you, right? You will run into people who will scream at you, cuss you out, right? Try and physically intimidate you by, like, what, like, you know, literally trying to, like, shove you around. With online, like, worst comes to worst, you probably, like, disconnect, right? You're like, oh no. Oh no, my internet cut out. Whatever will I do? I mean, I'm probably oversimplifying, because if you do that, you probably get in like a bunch of trouble. But, you know, I feel like you deal with less likeliness of eating shit from customers. But what do I know? I am not a customer support person. I mean, I guess technically, occasionally I engage with the customers of my company. But that's different, because that's normally like they have something that we're supposed to build for them, and they're like, hey, you know, blah blah blah, we need these changes made. You know? What do your engineers think? And I'm like, that's impossible, that's physically impossible. No, I mean, normally the answer is like, you need to give us a lot more money and a lot more time. Specifically, you need to give me a lot more money. Give me all your money. Give it here, right now. This is a sticker. Clients different than customers? I don't know. Maybe. But even like within my company, we always refer to customers as customers, right? They're like, we have a customer meeting at, 2 p.m. But I mean, that's just words. I mean, part of it, I guess, is also that, we say that just because in some sense we want all of the people who purchase our services to be treated, at a similar level. So we try not to, acknowledge names too much. We should treat all our customers as, valued customers. So we just say the customer. And then that will always put the same level of value in our mind of like, oh, this person is important, or these people are important. They deserve this quality. We should not prioritize one customer over another. I think if you start calling them by names, you do end up likely associating oh, this project is for X. I would rather make X's product more than I'd like to do Y's product, right? Or better, as opposed to Y's product, right? So we just say the customer, and then people who aren't super familiar with the management don't know who they're working for, so all the work is the same. You're like, okay, this is for the customer. This deserves this quality. This is also for the customer, right? Even if they're technically different customers, some people just don't know that, right? You're like, program alpha and program beta they're just things for the customers. They're not for person A or person B. They're just work for the customer. I can't believe I just spent 10 minutes literally yapping about just the word that we use, but I guess that's what happens when you're a streamer and you have to train yourself to keep your mouth moving. I feel like a big ol' yapper of there's words coming out of my mouth that mean nothing. Same contract, yeah, so especially if you work for a big company like I do. I work for a Fortune 500 company, right? And you do a lot of similar type products, right? So let's say you make microwaves. Even if you make different models of microwaves, you probably use the same general sorts of controllers in all of them. You probably use the same sorts of magnetrons in all of them. So you're going to have your list of, these are the Magnetron supply. I think Magnetron's the right word. These are the controller suppliers, and you get very well acquainted with, you know, who does what. But I don't know. It's different with suppliers than it is with customers, right? Because when it's suppliers, you're the one who's supposed to have all the control, right? You are the customer. Your suppliers are serving you as their customer. So you do a good job of making note of this supplier did a shitty job, they had shitty quality, they delivered late, they went over budget, blah 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 blah, right? It's important to have that familiarity so you know, like, when you need, for your microwave company, when you need magnetrons or you need controllers or you need power supplies, you know, like, I don't want to source them from this supplier. But you don't get to pick that with your customer, right? Really, when the customer comes to you, you don't really have you can't, like, say, oh, I want this same contract but with a different customer, because, like, I mean, a different customer is not gonna try and, you know, there's only one person who's trying to buy those microwaves. Or one person hiring you to design those microwaves. You don't really get to choose your pick. And if you get too choosy, then of course you lose to competitors. The client, then by name. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It is weird hearing someone call it client instead of customer, because like I said, in my industry, even in the competitor companies, I know they also they all refer to them as the customer. That's just, I guess, what my industry does. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it makes a lot of sense in that, like, for some corporate levels of things, you probably want some level of dissociation between the actual identity of who's buying and, like, the project, right? And that way you have some built-in control of people's viewpoints on who's buying. Because they actually don't get to have a viewpoint, right? You don't get to associate it with, oh, this guy's an asshole, I don't want to do good work for that. No. All you know is that it's some customer. Okay, guys, how do we feel about this so far? I think the face maybe needs some work. I think there's still maybe some... there's some lines that are probably not straight that need, like, straightening out. I think there's a couple of not right perspective things in, like, these proportions are wrong. I think this is maybe, like, too skinny. But I think this is pretty good for a current working model, current working version. Let's make those changes. What do we want to change? I think needs to be... arm needs to be thicker? Question mark, question mark? Arm needs to be thicker here. I'll just add a little bit more. Left hand looks weird. I'm flashing my panties to your mom. That's your mistake. Your mistake is thinking I wear panties. Maybe I'm doing the talking and I'm wearing boxers. Hey, literal. Okay, wait. I need to understand. Should I call you Eli or El? I think Ayu says Ellie. Or should I say literal? Or I don't know. What do you want? How should I address you? And when you say left hand looks weird, you say like character's left hand, meaning this left hand? Or do you mean your left hand from your... We'll say this is 1 and this is 2. Which one's the issue? Ellie, okay. Okay, Ellie. That is such a cute emote, by the way. Her left hand, so number 2. Okay. That makes sense. That definitely looks worse than number 1. Okay. I think big problem is probably El Pinky. Pinky's definitely messed up here. Let's troubleshoot our issue. I think Palm needs to stick out more like that, and then Pinky needs to like come out from Palm. Ellie, did you enjoy Boss Yuki collab? How did that go towards the end? Because I had to leave early when I started my stream. And this, of course, needs to go in further. Did I miss super good stuff? Shit. I think the last good clip I saw was... the clip where Ayuki was talking about some of her purchases to Sarah. And then Boss Yuki just heard and just started laughing. And he's like, I don't judge. We try and foster an inclusive work environment. The things that you purchase for your free time are... the products you purchase for your free time are your own decisions. Okay, I think it's better. I think this middle finger needs to get slimmed down a little. And what else do I think? I think it... I think the whole thing maybe needs to get... It looks like the thumb points too much to the side. It needs to point more towards us. Which of course means we need to shift the entire palm a little. So if we go... Actually, let's save ourselves some work. Duplicate the layer. And then we'll draw over it like this. I can already tell I'm making something cursed right now. Rest in peace, me. Rest in peace, me. There's something cursed happening. The lick emote age reveals the jar? Oh, I didn't see the jar? I didn't see it. Oh, I mean... Which age, did her boss reveal her boss? I mean, I already know how old Ayuki is. Anyone who's been paying attention knows how old Ayuki is. 22, obviously. Oh man, I love... If you guys haven't tried being a VTuber, it's so fun just looking at your model. Looking at someone who, look at my VTube studio, I'm a cutie. Yeah, 22-year-old hag. 22 Rev F. Or something like... I'm not going to count out the exact Rev. Also, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I can't tell if Ayuki actually dislikes me or not, because I think it's very likely she actually dislikes me and just tolerates me because I'm a viewer. But I wonder if I've done enough things not properly that she actually dislikes me as a viewer. I think I've made a lot of bad first impressions. I guess they're not first impressions if I've made a lot of them. Made a lot of bad early impressions. But to be fair, any bad early impressions I've had are because that's my actual character, so she probably, if she doesn't like those things, she probably actually should not like me. Because that is the person I am. You're waiting for a banhammer for you or for me? Are you anticipating my ban? Because I sort of am. Have I seen which woman? I mean, I've now, of course, never seen IRL Ayuki. Interesting. Have we actually seen her ban anyone, though? She probably has banned people. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, she's definitely mega unhinged sometimes, right? And so sometimes I feel like I'm matching her energy, and I say something mega unhinged, and then she's like, what's wrong with you? And then I feel bad, you know? Okay, let's straighten out this arm, because no one likes when arms are, like, clearly bent, broken bones. This little bit. A couple, but mostly for either spam or stupid jokes. Yeah. I mean, that's fair, right? And the other day when we were playing Crab Game and she's like, don't say any gamer words or I will ban you. You know, that's reasonable. I don't think anyone was planning on saying any gamer words, but I guess it is important because we live in a society where people do still say gamer words. Okay, guys, you're right. The more I look at these eyes, the more I'm like, there's something terrible going on here. I think part of it is that they're not symmetrical? Does this look like the face of mercy? I also feel like eyes are very difficult to... Until you add color to eyes, it's very easy for eyes to look wrong. Right? You have to properly render eyes. Because otherwise, like, the subtleties of, like, the fact that the eye white ends here, right? Is not accurately portrayed until you, like, add in color here, right? Not that that's the right color. But... okay, we do... Man, I really feel like that effect where you've stared at something too long and then everything starts looking weird. You're like, is this the wrong length? Maybe a little. Probably more than a little if I'm thinking it's a little, right? Shit, I need a ruler. Not a thought behind those eyes? Exactly. Exactly. Head empty. Only crazy. Ah. Head empty. Earlier today, Ayuki said she'd invert my ovaries. And that sounds incredibly painful. But also, it sounds like some sort of terrible innuendo. I don't know why I brought that up. It's just something that crossed my mind. But again, do people outside of the Twitch space understand that meme? Like, is the like testicular torsion and balls inverting memes, like, are those like in regular society, or is that Twitch brain rot only? Ask your mom, I showed her the other night, Penboo. Oh god. Rax, these are terrible conversations, and I don't... Actually, it's not a terrible conversation, because I brought it up. But these are... When I think about these thoughts, it's the feeling of actual cringe, where you feel like you want to recess your head into your body like a turtle. That's what, like, the definition of, like, the true feeling of cringe is for me. And that's how I feel thinking about that terrible thought. You heard it on Facebook first? Okay. Because I wonder if any of my friends, like my work friends, would understand what the fuck... Like, if I made that joke in my work group chat, right? It, like, the friendly group chat, not, like, business level of our teams. I wonder if any of my coworkers would, like, register the joke. Ooh, wait, actually, that looks pretty good. This looks like a relatively good way to do the ponytail. Especially with, you know, the drill points away. Penboo? I didn't need these words in my life. I'm cringing so... Guys, you ever play video games and your character falls and you can feel, like, just watching your character fall, you feel your stomach rise in your body as if you were the actual one falling, right? You know how you get that, like, simulated feeling of what that's how I feel about the words that Penboo said. Frick, I feel the simulated, yeah. When people make the testicular torsion joke, do you feel the simulated pain? Oh no. We're in that part of the night where only bad things happen. That's not true. It's too early for only bad things can happen hour. I think only bad things can happen hour happens after 2 a.m. From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is like only bad things can happen hour. But it's not even 1 yet. It's only past midnight. Good things should still be able to happen. When you see someone get kicked in the nuts, you feel it. Yeah. I don't think I've seen anyone get kicked in the lady bits anytime recently at all. It's 3 a.m. where you are, Rax. Only bad things can happen for you. But for me, good things can still happen. Like, maybe that's exactly what good things will happen. It'll be good things for me, but bad things for you. Because I'll cast testicular torsion. What a clickbait title, Ellie. Also, that is such a great emote, Penbu. People have such good emotes. You are watching the stream, that is the bad thing. Exactly. Exactly. Look at this. Does this look like the face of mercy? This is the face of bad things happening to you. POV the second tower. POV the second tower. Oh my god. We're so unhinged. The face of war crimes, exactly. Other things to fix. Okay, did I make this arm too thick? Right, is that too thick? Or is this too thin? Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? I think this needs to get increased. So what we'll do is we'll increase it. Ooh, that's not right. One of these days, someone I know in real life is going to come to know that I stream, come to see this, and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Belle? You belong in an asylum. You need to be stopped. Damn. And we're getting Pavloved again by Ayuki's end stream music. After I finish my stream, maybe I'll go back and I'll see if the VOD for hers is up. I think it should be. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if she manually posts her VODs or she just lets Twitch do the auto VOD thing. Bow bow. Bow 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 bow. Bow bow bow. Bow bow. Now we're seeing all sorts of proportion issues because now suddenly this hand looks really small. Fuck! Frick! If we just scale her up. Go. I guess we should start really small and see how it looks. Let's go to 110. I guess it doesn't look... I mean, there's some disjointedness. It's already up on Twitch? Excellent. I'll have to see the rest of those clips because I can... Even just the one about, you know, Ayuki's personal purchases. Her boss was laughing so hard. I can't wait to see what the rest of the clips look like. He seemed like such a cool guy. I can't wait for him to start streaming. One day. Copium. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Like I said, it was one of the... It was maybe only the second or third one. It was the one where she's talking about... certain products from a certain company that she'd bought from. She's talking to Sarah, right? She's like, Sarah, I don't mean to alarm you, but I have bought products from X company. That does certain adult products. In various form factors. Ah. I feel like we've lost the thread, and this doesn't look like the airplane motion anymore. Does my arm need to be more up? Frick. We're in a mode where I feel like redrawing things is not the way to go, so we just use our transforms. Test them out with the transforms. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Shit. Ooh, that looks... Something about it looks uncanny. Fuck. Fuck. If we... Horrible things are happening. I'm slowly turning my drawing of myself into a drawing of some abomination. Eldritch horror. Whoa, 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 that's not what I want. Okay. Just use the magic wand to solve everything? I mean, yeah, that's how the Photoshop wizards on YouTube do it. They're like, I just pull out the lasso tool, and suddenly everything looks better, right? Thanks, Rax. You're the GOAT. You know what I really hate? Do you guys, I don't know if you guys see shorts on YouTube that are like art, right? But they'll have, let me quickly make it, right? They'll have like their drawing, right, of like a person. Ooh, that's not the color. That's also not, maybe my brain is fried, right? They're drawing of, you know, person in whatever shirt and whatever pants, you know? Wow, that's awful. Root layer. I need to format everything properly, otherwise it won't show the way I want it to. Right? There we go. Okay, they literally have this, right? And it looks like line art. And then what they do is they pass over it literally once with a mega big brush, and it auto renders the whole thing, so it looks like this, right? Like, hold on, what's the appropriate size? 100 pixels? Like, the video is like, you start looking at it and it's just a black and white line art, and you see them wave the wand and it looks like this. And you're like, that's not how the digital art programs work. You can't just wave the wand and it auto-colors everything perfectly. But I mean, of course it's just, what they've done is they've done exactly this, and they have like a clipping layer and shit, and basically, they already have the colors in, and the wand just exposes the colors that they've done, but it makes it look really easy. Like they solved it all in one single brush stroke. Right? Sorry, I'm yapping about weird art stuff. Because art is part of my YouTube algorithm. I looked at too many art videos when I was making my model. Although it's made me a better artist. Okay, I think maybe we'll start to add some color and just see how things go. See how things develop. Paint layer, and we'll start just normal rendering things, I guess. Where we just start with all flat colors. We just get them inked in with no shaded. Boom, boom, boom. Have a good one, Reaper. Thanks for stopping by. I enjoyed your company. And I hope you sleep well. Eh? How did it not? Okay, whatever. The Ina art streams? So you have seen the videos I'm talking about, Rax? The ones where they just like suddenly end up with filled out arty? That's the wrong word. The ones that I'm talking about where like they just wave the wand over and suddenly it looks good. It's cheating. They're doing some sort of black voodoo magic. Am I supposed to have a lurk command? I see people using that lurk command a lot. I don't know what it's actually supposed to do. Also, frick, I need to put 7 TV emotes too. Someone sent me a long list of good ones, so I'll probably start off with those. No, I'm not unhappy about this, actually, so far. The eyes do still look a little menacing. Oh, that's not the button. Maybe add some white. And maybe... probably what we do need to do, actually. We need to make sure those eyes are blue. Is this the right color of blue, though? Wait, well, how blue? No, we need darker. We need darker. Probably too dark at this point, too rich. Who knows? Just a custom reply. Okay. I mean, I understand what it's for, right? But so many people use it that I wonder if there's like a standardized like bot command. Okay, actually this looks terrifying. Terrifying. But in some senses it doesn't look... What it reminds me of stylistically is... Do you guys remember that one ending for the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen? Where it's like them, all of them like doing little dancing. That's what I feel like this reminds me of stylistically. I think this is the wrong shade of gray though. Need something lighter. More like... Oh, no, that's the wrong layer. Here we go. Maybe a little bit better? I guess, technically, should be, oh no, whatever. We'll have to change some shadings when we render. Yeah, the ending, do you know what I'm talking about? Rax? Let me see, ending. Need to not play too much of this music, because I feel like I'll get definitely DCMA'd if I accidentally let too much of the music go through. Like, I'm thinking of like... I found it. I found it. This one. Did you link the same one? Let's see. Yeah, you did link the same one. That's mainly, I think mainly why I feel that I'm reminded of it like this is because the color, like, single shade saturations. Right? Where when you don't completely render a bunch of shadow, you end up with just like these single blob colors. Single tone, I guess maybe is the right word, I don't know. I wasn't an art student, as you can tell. Also, hold on, I need to look at my OBS now. I need to see how side by side the colors compare. The hair is definitely the wrong color. So we need brighter yellow. Brighter. And we go do. Use this. No. Teehee, moment of panic. The line art does most of the job? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that you're right. The line art does make a lot of sense stylistically. Is this... Still not a good match. At least not good enough. I'm just trying to... Need to be more orangey? Or more yellowy? Try more yellowy. Bam. Bam. Oh, no. I've been slowly making the colors get bigger, I've realized, because my freaking tool is set to grow by one pixel every time I paint. That doesn't look like too much of a disparity. Again, I guess the skin is really off in color though. Hold on. Skin. Need something way pinker. Way pinker. How about you? Ah. Lighter. Huh? Do. Pinker and lighter. Too pale. Think. Whoa, too pink. It's so difficult. Difficult, lemon, difficult. I mean, the cheat code, of course, would be I should just screenshot my model and use the color stealer thing from that. But what's the fun in that? Cursed. I think I'm cursed to fail here. I don't keep a color palette around with my model colors. I do, Penbu. Alright, let me show you. Actually, do I have the files on this account? So, Penbu, I have the color palette from my original drawing for this model, right? Of course, because I made the model and I had the palettes on the side. The problem is, this model, the canvas is huge. Like, this canvas is like, I think it's like 10K tall or something like that, and it's like there's like 200 layers or something. So like if I open that model, it immediately takes forever to load. It takes like 2 solid minutes to load. Or not model. If I open the file in Krita, because it's so many layers. Maybe I should make it a dedicated one that's just the palette and not the model, or like I should resize it. That sounds reasonable. Or I mean, what I also should do is I should keep the color codes around so I can immediately, you know, just type them in. For now, I guess we do a little bit of cheating. We go. Bam! Oh my god, that's terrifying. And It's this layer. And we go and we just suck the color. Paint bucket the color. Same with the hair. Wait, this one didn't even change the hair color. It didn't feel like it changed the hair color. Like the ones oh yeah, I mean this palette, I could set one up, right? It would be a lot of colors though. Maybe I will set one up. That's reasonable. It's a little bit trippy seeing my head right next to my head on the OBS stream thing. Which one's real, guys? Which one's real? Bet you can't tell. Picture perfect. Also, I'm not trying to like overly toot my own horn, but have you seen how much detail there is in my hair? Do you know how many hours it took to do each of these freaking little... The hair on this art, the rendering for the hair took probably as much time as the rendering for everything else combined. But I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with how it came out. And I'm realizing now, what I always forget is I need to add blue. Essential blue highlights for my hair. It's blue. So we can look nice and cute. So, what we're gonna do is, I probably shouldn't even have spent so much time, you know, adding color to this, because this is very clearly not even finalized lines. We need to make it bigger, so we'll do this. Yes. We accept our suffering. Scale up, we'll go 200%? Right? Right? Wait, that didn't work. That didn't rescale at 200%. Fuck. 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 Okay. I guess we have... Oh, I know why that didn't work. Duh, because I'm an idiot and I didn't even put them in the folder as myself. Scale it 200%, pray that that's the right amount. Maybe 250? Nope, 250 too much. 220? 210? I guess oh. Jump scare, as I got too big for a second. Yes, 200 is right. I don't know why I didn't just keep it the first time. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Hit apply. So, I guess we're approaching end of stream time. I think this will be a good baseline, and then maybe we'll do it on stream too. What I want to do is I want to do this. I want to make, first of all, really clean art, but I also want, I need to make this layers so that we can animate it in live 2D, and then make it cool. Make a nice, cool loading screen. Yeah. The hands do like little birdie airplane floaty motion. But I think since we're only a tad shy of my normal like target for these weekend days is 4 hours, and we're at like 3 hours 50 or something like that. 3 and 3/4. So I think I'm probably gonna call it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm super glad I got to sit here and yap to y'all for a little bit. We'll be back Tuesday, for a teaching stream. Sorry, I'm scratching my head. Teaching stream. We're gonna talk about, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a lesson on statics. Statics is like one of the foundations of mechanical engineering, if you don't know. And I think that's really cool stuff. So if you guys are interested, definitely swing by. It'll be 7 p.m. Pacific time, or 10 p.m. Eastern, or whatever calculation you need to do. Statics, yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Penbu. Maybe you are, maybe not. But if you want to learn about it, come hang out, and I'll teach you. It's what it sort of is it's like free body diagrams taken to the next level, right? Is what that is. So yeah, Tuesday 7 p.m. and then next Friday and Saturday we'll do the normal chill gaming or other chill things streams. But yeah, I hope you had a good time. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks again. I really appreciate the support. Have a good night.